It all started here at the Diocese of Northwest Ankole, at Kachinga Archdeaconry at Ishongororo, in Ibanda district. Anyone who passed nearby would think it was the usual weekly church service. But no, life was being celebrated. Mzee Canon Ngirenta had clocked 100 years of age. This landmark dates way back to February 1919, when the village of Chigina in Lukunjiri district received an addition in his birth.
By then there was no hospital, there was no drug shops, there was no what. So I used it for sick, normally. And my mother was desperate how to do with me, because a sick child all the time. I reached at the time almost dying. That's why he called me Ngirenta. What shall I do? Because she had nothing to do. But God, eventually, God helped me to grow.
He attended the Kenya Sano Junior School in 1935 amid his protests from his father, who wanted him to master the art of cattle keeping. He, however, persisted up to primary 6 level, where he got a certificate that enabled him to join the Uganda police.
I decided to join the police. 1949, I went to Kampala. I went by bus to Kampala. Then, 1950, in February 15th, I joined they recruited me in the police force. I worked in the police force for 4 years in Kampala as a constable. 1954, they selected me to go for a promotion course for couple.
During the police training course, he and his colleagues were deployed in Bududa, in Bugiso sub-region, where there was an uprising. Apparently, a certain cult from Kenya, named Dini Msambwa, was prohibiting people from using plates, salt, cups, soap, shaving hair, and bathing. He says they would attack and harass members who were going against their beliefs, prompting police intervention that saw several of the cultists arrested.
It gave me a chance to be more hungry for education.
It then became one milestone after another, one of which saw him promoted after arresting car thieves on Naminembe Road in early 1954.
I was promoted to corporal. I was transferred to Tororo. Railway police. 1955, I went to Kenya to study railway business to prevent crime in the railways.
He played many roles and accomplished many tasks in his life as a police officer, including fast forward, heading security during the visit of the Pope in 1969.
From Entebbe, Kampala, we opened Namugongo. We were together.
All this he did alongside his other calling of serving the Lord. The extent of this was witnessed in 1978, where as he slept, he dreamt of a ladder coming from heaven and stretching up to his bed. In a dream, he says a hand came and pulled him to heaven and took him around. This was just one of the spiritual revelations that occurred to him, prompting his resignation from police to concentrate on God's work.
Somebody called me, Tom. I turned, I looked around, I couldn't find anybody. Then I moved again. Then the voice came, Tom, I want to make you a fisherman. A fisherman? At my age. Then I went home. At night, the same voice came, Tom, read Romans chapter 10, verse 14. And Mark chapter 1, verse 17. It's saying, he called the Petero and Johanna that, follow me, I will make you the fish of the men. In the morning, after reading the Bible, I told the Inspector General that I'm resigning from the police. I'm going to work for God, because God is calling me. He allowed me. I put my application for resignation. 1980, I left police. In October, I came here. But during that time, 1979, 80, I had come to know President Mzee. He was a liberator through a friend. Also, he came to know me because of my work, the nature of the work. He took interest in me. It is by 1980, it was during the time of election in Uganda. He followed me here. He came here. The first meeting he held there at that tree. After going in the bush, Army came, attacked me looking for Mzee, took everything in my home. I had a home behind this house. So I was forced to go to exile at Congo, where I stayed for 6 years.
He has since never looked back, feeling proud of his service to the country and to God. The latter has seen him to several holy places, including Israel.
You can't compare God with other things. So I find it, my time serving God was more important than when I was in the government. Government is good. You serve your country, serve your people. Also the church is the same. You serve the people, you serve your country.
In fact, even when he went to exile in Congo, during Uganda's trying political times in the early 1980s, he still submitted into spiritual service. He would only return to Uganda after the liberation struggle in 1986.
It was a time of Mzee revolutions. Till I came back, I found already the liberators, Mzee's liberator already captured the area. So came back. My family suffered a lot. I had 8 children, left the school. My wife had nothing to put on. She was going, the priest out, going naked. We had no blanket. She had nowhere to sleep. They used to come sleep here. During the daytime, they stay here. During the nighttime, they go in the bush. They suffered miserable for this 6 years. When I came, my wife fell sick. It was a miracle 1 year. Then God, but I went back to Church of Uganda.
This is the life's journey that one would conclude as worth celebrating, especially at 100 years, a reason why a special church service was held in his honor.
Not everybody gets that opportunity. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. I thank God you are here, because you could easily have passed away before. You were so much in pain, so much suffering. Even now you are in pain.
However, he might be pensionable, having worked in government, but he feels dissatisfied, an answer that was given to him during the church service.
You can't give him just a mituari natural. It can't help a person, aged person, at my age. No, at least should be given at least 200,000.
Mzee, this is 300,000 from the Honorable Yabagami. And then His Excellency the President, who is your friend, he also sent, he called it a donation of 20 billion shillings to you.
In this his book, Ngirenta is proud to have served his country in the capacity of a police officer and his current spiritual service. He honorably retired at the rank of Superintendent of Police, a service that even the current police leadership acknowledges.
And because of his discipline, because of the respect of the people he served, that is the reason as to why all these people have come to celebrate with you. So the officers who are here, Tom is a role model. We must follow his footsteps. In the performance of our duties, we must be professional, we must be disciplined, and we must have zero tolerance to corruption.
Married to Mary Ngirenta, Canon Ngirenta is a father and grandfather with children and grandchildren, spending his free time mostly reading and writing. He attributes his long life to spiritual living and careful lifestyle. Henry Okurut, UBC.